It's me, the self-declared honorary 4th member of the band Heim here. Today we're going to try something a little different. Just like in life, when it comes to a Minecraft world, everything starts with a seed. Either you get something really, really good, or you get something really, really bad. Over the course of the 1.19 update, while working on videos, I've found some of the best seeds possible for 1.19. Today we're going to take a look at them. Today we start big with one of the best looking mountain seeds that I've ever seen. But there's definitely more than mountains too. The seed for this particular world is that number, right over there. Fortunately, with seed parity nowadays, the seed should work on both Java and Bedrock Edition, but some of the structures might be placed a little bit different on Bedrock Edition. So on Java, the world spawn is right over there on the side of the mountain, and as you can see, village right off the bat. It's the perfect start to the world. But wait, that's not all, it gets even better. So again, world spawn in this world, it's like that spot right there. Right next to world spawn, a beautiful waterfall. This is very nice, and surrounding spawn, the best tree in the game, Chef's Kiss, spruce wood. But going past those trees, oh, what is this? A gorgeous, beautiful, perfect mountain? Yes, it's exactly that. This mountain is amazing, and also this mountain is cold, which is going to mean goats. If you're looking for goat horns in 1.19, if you're looking for goat horns, the goats, they're right over here, like basically at world spawn in this world. So that's great, but let's keep going. So this mountain is one of those really cool mountains that is circular. The mountain is like a circle all around. We have peaks. The peaks are really high up, as you can see. And in the middle, a meadow biome. Aw, how peaceful. But wait, once we start getting over here, we start to see some really interesting things going on. So over here on the surface, we have a little bit of a dripstone caves biome right there. If you go down into that cave, there's even more dripstone caves, which is nice and cool for sure. But let's go ahead and skip that today. We'll go ahead and move past this mountain to see the tallest peak possible in the entire game. Like, look at this thing from up here, absolutely a king. 247. This is so tall. That's the mountain that we were just at. Big hole in the ground that cuts right into the caves, a lush cave down there. Really tall peak, mega taiga. Going down this mountain a little bit of a ways, we'll start to see an exposed lush caves on the top of the mountain, which is pretty cool. Really stands out over here with the snow. All of that is cool and all, but let's go back over to that first mountain. We'll call it Spawn Mountain. On the backside of Spawn Mountain, right down here below this cloud, as you can see, there's a big cave. Now, this isn't just any big cave. Think about the area where we are right now. There's lots of mountains. What's under the mountains in 1.19? The Deep Dark Biome. The Deep Dark Biome is right here. You can jump into this hole, use the waterfall right there, and land yourself right inside of the Deep Dark. Oh, but wait, it goes even farther. Huh? What's that down there? We'll go ahead and give ourselves night vision so we can see a little bit more, fly down here, and as you can see, not only is there an ancient city practically exposed to the surface right up there, but we also have a geode in there, big gigantic cave, every cave biome also nearby. This seed, if you're trying to speedrun an ancient city or something like that, this is the prime, the perfect seed. In terms of the ancient city that's going to generate down here, it's pretty big, and actually there are some parts that are pretty open too. Maybe you're trying to take on the warden for some deranged reason? Well, this is open. Maybe it's good for that. Either way, this seed, like, literally has it all. Giant mountains, every cave biome, ancient city, deep dark biome, a couple geodes inside of the city too. This is perfect. Oh wait, that's kind of awkward. How did I not notice that before? Front and center in the city? I guess there's a geode there. Okay, so the middle room is kind of ruined, but geode, right in the middle. That was seed number 1. Pretty amazing, right? Do me a little favor. If you liked what you saw there, and you like the idea of more seed showcases from your boy, then leave a like on this video. That'll help let me know. Let's move on. Seed number 2. The seed number 2 spawn is insanely unique. I mean, look at this thing. This has got to mean like luck or something. It's a desert well, like literally right at spawn. Now, I put the boat there, and if you don't believe me, check this out. Right here, world spawn. It's literally a desert well. That's so cool. The seed for this one is going to be that number right down over there. Now, initially, aside from that desert well, world spawn looks bad, like it's rough. There's like barely any trees in sight at all. You would think you're stranded here. Unless you like the dripstone caves or desert wells, not good initially. But let's go ahead and check something out with our good friend Mangrove chestbone. So, world spawn, right off the bat, marked with the desert well. That's mildly interesting to say the least. If we walk past the desert well, we're going to find this river that is a little bit dried up. Kind of fitting because desert. What we're going to want to do is jump into this river right off the bat in this world and start sailing. We want to sail in the direction that the river doesn't really work. Alright, so admittedly sailing down this river maybe isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world, but this river, this is a perfect river. If we keep taking this river for a little bit, it sort of opens up into a lake. Potentially kind of cool for building or something. There's a nice mountain off in the background over there. But what we're going to want to do to find the thing that we're looking for is continue following the shoreline of this river. We'll go ahead and speed the process up a little bit by flying down this river for the rest of this bit. Continue following the river this way, this way, this way, and...
Oh my, what is that?
A brand new biome. One of the two in 1.19. Ah, yes. And then to make it even better, a village sitting right over here at the Mangrove Swamp biome as well. Maybe you're looking for some kind of villager trading hall, like right off the bat. Well, the village is right here to help you get started. You also have the Mangrove Swamp with a brand new wood color. This new wood tone, it's going to look amazing and work like pretty much perfectly with sandstone and just the desert in general. And if you need a lot of the mangrove wood, well, don't worry, because this Mangrove Swamp biome is big. This biome keeps going and going and going. Another bonus, Mangrove Swamp means a lot of mud. You're going to have a ton of mud here, and also you're going to have tropical fish spawning inside of this biome as well. Maybe you're trying to set up some kind of axolotl farm. Well, you've got the village right there. You've got the Mangrove Swamp right here. Use the village as a base, set up the farm inside of the Mangrove Swamp. The Mangrove Swamp also gets pretty hilly when it starts to blend into the desert, which is at least mildly cool looking. That's at least 2 mild instances for this world, which is great. In between the mangrove swamps, the desert, and the village, you also have like the world's smallest warm ocean biome. If you're looking for the exact coordinates of the village in this world, this is going to be these numbers right here, with the Mangrove Swamp right behind it. Let's move on. The next world seed that we'll need is that number right there. This one is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, literally. This time around in this world, we spawn at this location right here. Seemingly normal. I mean, a little bit weird looking right there, but look at that. Right off the bat at spawn, 3 tree types. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab a shovel so we can grab some blocks, and then let's go ahead and use these blocks to tower up on top of this tree right here. Climbing up on top of this tree right in front of spawn will reveal us the first beauty of this world. It's truly gorgeous. Alright, so right at world spawn in this world, we have an outpost. The outpost is like insanely close to world spawn. Definitely gear up before taking this thing on, because this outpost is actually good. Of course, the loot in top of the outpost is going to be randomly generated and different every single time, but the other pieces of the outpost, like for example, Allay and Iron Golem right next to it, those are going to be the same every single time. So my friends, what does that mean? A guaranteed Allay spawn in your world. Ah, yes, it is beautiful, like I said. Also, like I said, random loot, it's randomly generated. I ended up getting terribly unlucky inside of this world, nothing good right here, but maybe you'll have a goat horn too. So that's pretty cool. It's right at world spawn in this world, which means easily before the end of day 1, you have 2 Allay friend. As for the rest of world spawn in this world, it's actually relatively unremarkable. We have a forest biome, a little bit of an ocean right there, a little bit more forest, and a taiga forest too. It's okay. For this next part, you're going to need to travel a little bit. This next thing is not at world spawn, but trust me, I promise it's worth it. The coordinates that we're going to need to make our way over to are those ones right over there. Alright, so we'll send ourselves over to those coordinates up in the air, so we can just take a look at it at first. When we make our way over to this location right here, we have a relatively normal looking location, a big forest, a plains biome, kind of an interesting chopped off mountain, more plains, more flat mountains. So that's nice, but it's really not much. The truly interesting stuff starts to happen once we go under the ground. Oh, what's that? An ancient city that we're right in the middle of? Ah, yes, this is pretty cool. So, you know me, I like a good game. Let's play a little game. Rules are pretty simple this time around. What I'm going to do is go ahead and give myself night vision so you can see what's going on, and I'm going to fly around inside the city and commentate, talk about it. As soon as you see something weird about the city, I need you to call it. Let's go. The city begins over here with that cool structure. It's very nice. We'll go ahead and move over this way, and wow, this is a wide city. The city is very, very big. We move over this way, ancient city structure thing in the middle. The warden, the portal, the what is it? Who knows? We'll never know in 1.19. Over here, we have that nice altar structure. We love to see that inside of these cities. But turning our focus back over here, big center structure thing, okay, yep, keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and keep moving this way, and boy, this city is big. This isn't just like an ancient city, this is like New York ancient city or something like that, right? Icebox right there, that's pretty cool. Keep moving over here. Wow, it goes and goes and goes, and huh? Wait a second. There it is, and there it is again. The ancient city center structure thing, it happens 2 times, which means this city, it's not one city. This is 2 ancient cities that have generated right next to each other. Double ancient city seed, this location right here. I told you it's insane. Imagine this reality for a second. 1.19 drops, you make a world with this seed, you make your way over to these coordinates right here, you're into the ancient city. You speedrun the ancient city, open up all the chests, take all the loot. You have like a million echo shards. You have tons of those disc 5 pieces. You have a swift sneak. I mean, easily, you would have everything that you need and more from this ancient city. This thing is absolutely massive. I told you so. This world is crazy. It's one of the wildest things I've ever seen. No pun intended. Definitely not. No, absolutely. Absolutely not. The next world that we're going to take a look at is that seed right over there. This is world spawn. World spawn inside of this world is very, very mountainy. Now, as you could probably take a guess, or if you saw my finding everything in 1.19 video, then you remember this world. Right down below world spawn, down there somewhere, is the deep dark biome. Deep dark biome is nice, but it's just a biome. Maybe a little bit more interestingly than that, we have double spawner right at spawn. At spawn, we have this tiny cave that cuts down. If you go down this cave, you have a skeleton spawner right there, and then right below the skeleton spawner, you have a spider spawner. These two spawners being so close, easy, double mob spawner room. Also inside of this world, relatively close to world spawn, we do have even more deep dark biome and another ancient city. From world spawn, if we go off in this direction for a ways, we're going to see some cool mountains and meadows, plains and stuff like that. Continuing over this way, eventually we're going to see a meadow biome that suspiciously looks like just a plains village inside of the meadow, and then a very strange and suspicious looking grove biome. Down below this grove biome is an ancient city. It's just a normal ancient city, but it's still an ancient city. Next up, we need to visit these coordinates right here. Over at these coordinates inside of this world, we have not one swamp biome, but both of the swamp biomes. If you're looking for the old swamp blending into the mangrove swamp biome, this is the spot for you. The surrounding area is pretty nice too, in my opinion. We've got a birch forest, we've got a forest, we've got a plains, we've got a shattered savanna, we've got a jungle over there, and then a gigantic, massive mangrove swamp biome. If we go ahead and start flying over this thing, we will see that this thing keeps going and going and going and going. So much mangrove wood here, so much mud here. If we just go ahead and follow the mangrove swamp all the way through, on the other side of the mangrove swamp, we have even more ocean, and we have a jungle. I mean, it's not the biggest jungle in the world, but it's definitely enough of a jungle for bamboo, cocoa beans, and jungle wood. I thought it was kind of cool. Oh boy, but even more cool, definitely, is our next world seed. It's going to be this number right here. You don't want to miss this one. Pause the video and copy this number down. This is important. You make a world with this world right here loaded up in instantly. Disappointment. The thing that I really love about this world is that you spawn inside of a birch forest biome and you can feel alone, devoid of life, lifeless. You can see the most boring biome in the entire game, and you can remember the promises that were never made and the promises that did not get kept. The birch forest biome, it's so ugly, it's despicable, it's disgusting, and it drops you right inside of it. Oh yeah. The final seed that we'll be checking out in today's video is this seed right over there. This is world spawn inside of this world, or pretty close to it. I don't think you can spawn on a tree. No, never mind. I take it back. You can definitely spawn on top of a tree in this world. Right off the bat, inside of this world, a big dripstone cave. It's exposed to the surface. You literally can't miss it. It's right there. It's right over here. If we go ahead and just jump right into it. Terrible idea on your first day, definitely gear up. But if we go ahead and just jump right down into this cave, we will literally not be able to breathe because this thing is so breathtaking. Like, it's gigantic, huge cavern. If we keep moving down this way, the cavern, it stays huge and big. Then if we keep moving around inside of this thing, actually, hold on. I turned the lights on for you. It's so nice of me. Inside of this cave, we have even more dripstone and dripstone and dripstone all over the place. If you want a dripstone cave base, this is it, 100%. Keep moving over this way. The cavern is absolutely massive, and right down there, that lava pit, that's the bottom of the world. I guess this cave isn't like anything necessarily new or anything. It probably would have been here in 1.18, but I just thought it was amazing looking. Like, this thing is so cool looking. How could I not show it off? Well, anyways, back up on the surface onto the new content. So over there we have the dripstone caves biome. If we go ahead and move past this dripstone caves biome, eventually we're going to find a savanna village right at spawn. That's kind of useful. With a village right at spawn in this world, getting started shouldn't be too hard. I mean, head over to the village, take all the profits. They were always yours anyways, and then set off. Set off specifically down this river in this world. If we go ahead and head straight down this river, eventually we're going to find our other interesting 1.19 thing. So this river is kind of big and it winds. It goes all over the place. It's actually so big and it winds so much that I completely missed my turn. But the river, you can see it turns right there and goes over to, what's that? An outpost. And then you could probably guess what's going to happen next. In that cage right over there at that outpost, you're going to have Allay, 2 Allay at spawn inside of this world. The reason I like this one a little bit more than the other outpost spawn for Allay is you have the village. You can get geared up a little bit more and then head over to the outpost. Having the village, like essentially right at spawn in this world and then an outpost straight down the river is going to make your Allay rescuing job a whole lot easier. Also, maybe you're trying to set up an outpost farm or something. You're going to need a couple villagers for that thing. Then you have the villagers right down the river. Pretty easy. So the Allay right over there, and then again, randomly generated loot. Maybe, if you're lucky, like I am this time, you get a goat horn. And maybe if I'm lucky, you watched all the way to the end of the video. That's gonna do it for this one. I feel like I could pretty safely say these are some of the most amazing 1.19 seeds, but if you've got something that's a little bit better, send a screenshot over to r/watls. In case you're wondering, the seed that I was showing off in the intro of this video, the one with this giant mountain right there at World Spawn, is this seed right here. It's pretty cool. Archangel, Ground Crazy Mate, Lord Zunara, and Hush Sound 34, my patrons, also pretty cool. Like for more seed showcases and subscribe to catch some of my biggest videos ever with the drop of 1.19. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.